Who did you have in mind in particular?
Well, I mean, we mentioned this last week, but I just want to go ahead and say Brandaler is my favorite drummer.
Who's that?
He's this drummer for some band called forget the name, Mastodon. That's the band.
Mastodon.
Have you ever heard of Mastodon?
No, I've never heard of them. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, it's this band that makes amazing music and has an amazing drummer called Brandaler.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Brandaler. He's got to be one of the best drummers out there. He's every Mastodon album, he just blows me away with everything that he does. Specifically on the new album, The Hunter, Octopus Has No Friends. That song.
Yes.
I wasn't crazy about that song in the beginning, but what caught me immediately was his drumming. And that's what I like. That I feel like you could throw him on anything. Throw him on an Adele song, and you will love Adele because he's on it. And not that we don't already, love Adele. We all love
sure.
Adele.
Obviously, we love her.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely up on my list of drummers there. Going back to some of his older stuff, Blood and Thunder and Sea Beast have got to be two of the tracks that just really show his talent that he has. Some of his drum fills and rolls. It doesn't even have to be in a song that is up tempo, or fast or anything like that. Sea Beast was kind of a slower song, and he still manages to he fits so many different drum rolls in each hit that it'll blow your mind. It's crazy. So for those of you who haven't really checked him out, definitely.
I think he kind of gets left behind because Mastodon is such a. It's a Brent band.
Yeah,
people always know about Brent. Number one because he's a drunk. Number two because he's crazy.
Right.
And obviously he writes great riffs, but I think that Brand kind of gets left behind. And didn't he write most of
Crack the Sky?
Yeah. And I think people kind of forget him as a writer.
Right.
And they kind of get left behind.
Yeah.
Good to hear him get some love.
Another drummer I want to mention was the guy Dan Mullins from My Dying Bride. He's been with the band since 2007, and he's their present drummer now. And specifically I want to mention the song My Body a Funeral from their album.
Those three little drum solos in the middle there?
From For Lies I Sire. That specifically got me hooked and made him stand out to me when I heard that song. And he's that's a band we have to see live.
Yeah. We don't really have the chance ever.
Yeah, it sucks.
I would love to see them live. It's got to be quite the crowd.
Yeah. But who else did you want to mention?
Well, one of the people I wanted to mention is Mike Portnoy.
Okay.
Formerly of Dream Theater.
Yep.
Which is obviously his best work.
Right.
He's one of the more entertaining drummers that you're ever going to see live. His kit is huge. He basically has two whole kits built into one, and he does do backing vocals.
I thought you just said his kid.
Yeah, his kid. He's two kids built into one. It's like a human centipede thing. But his kit is huge. His kit is huge. So he's really entertaining to watch live. But he's also, as far as Dream Theater went, he was kind of the mouthpiece for that band. He did all the talking.
Yeah.
And there's no denying his drumming talent. But obviously, I think he got a little too into it. So he ended up leaving Dream Theater in 2010. He did tours with Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
And then they basically told him, hey, thanks a lot, but we're going to get somebody our age. And then now he's got Adrenaline Mob. And I can't deny his talent. I can't ever say that he's ever done anything on the drums that I didn't think was awesome.
Yeah.
But, Mike Portnoy, the person, well, you take it or leave it, I guess.
What do you think about him leaving Dream Theater? Like, a stupid move or?
Well, it really depends which side of the story you believe. And it was almost like the whole thing when Sammy Hagar left Van Halen or was fired from Van Halen. Like Mike Portnoy kept saying that he just wanted the band to take a break.
Right.
He just said, let's take a couple months where we go do our own thing and then we'll come back. And he says the rest of the band said, no, we want to get working on the next album. Let's do it right now. If you don't want to do it, get out.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think it was a bad move on his part. I think it was a bad move on their part. Not that, they're having... problems.
Yeah, but it's a shame. They should have
Well, yeah, and considering he basically was the heart and soul of Dream Theater,
right?
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But they got Mike Mangini to fill in his place, and I mean his drumming was fine on the new album, Dramatic Turn of Events, but it didn't. It's almost like he was just playing with the band as opposed to writing with the band. And I don't know. Yeah. Either way, Portnoy. Yeah. Which I guess when you start to ask a question like that, what do you think about him leaving Dream Theater? Talking about someone as a person. What about Lars Ulrich from Metallica?
Yeah. He's got to be one of the best.
Absolutely. If you ever play Metallica songs on Rock Band, good luck drumming those songs.
Yeah. Yeah, as a drummer, he's amazing, but not really crazy about him as a person.
He's pretty much a dick.
Yeah.
That's why that South Park episode was always so great.
Oh, yeah. About him being bummed out because he couldn't afford his...
what is it, gold-plated Shark Tank?
Yeah, because people were downloading.
He was going to have to wait another month.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Even Henry Rollins had talked about Lars and how he wants his damn 67 cents that the kid who created Napster stole from him, and he's having this press conference wearing a $10,000 suit. How much money do you need is the question. But Lars kind of changed the face of downloading too.
Yeah.
By being a douche. So, who else were you thinking about here?
Actually, I want to mention the drummer from the band In Decadence, which is one of the bands I recently wrote a review for. Yeah. The guy's name is Jabi, and just want to mention there's a couple songs on there to check out. A song called Tryouts and another song called Sleepy, and they are two of my favorite songs on that album, and a main reason why is because of the drumming on there. It's a powerful mix of double bass and snapping snares.
Snapping snares.
So Jabi. Just want to.
And we do apologize if we do mispronounce any of these names because we're kind of douchebags.
Another drummer with a kind of an awkward name is the old drummer from Dimmu Borgir. His name was Jadalv. We're going to say Jadalv, and he was the drummer from 95 to 99. And his performance on Enthroned Darkness Triumphant was phenomenal. I wrote a review for that a while ago, long time ago when we first started writing reviews, and I couldn't stop talking about him. He was a big part to that album. Did you ever really get into that album?
Yeah, no, I love that album. It's probably my third favorite album.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely got to be shouted out. He's good. And another one, Frederick Emke from Blind Guardian.
Oh yeah.
He's he's been with the band since 2005, and he's still with them now. And he also does their flutes and their bagpipes. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's interesting.
For the new album, At the Edge of Time, and I wanted to say that on that album, "Curse My Name," the song "Curse My Name" is it's a calm song with less distortion guitars and more acoustics and violins and strings, but he keeps a drum pattern in there that is pretty impressive for light drummings and a lot more toms and kicks than anything else. Not there's not really cymbals and stuff like that, but to hear something like that and to be able to show off in such a calm song like that with drumming is pretty impressive.
Well, so. I think that's one of the things that gets lost in the whole topic of drumming, is that it's not always about craziness. It's not always about oh my god, look how fast I can play or whatever. Just like guitar work, it's not always about that.
Yeah.
It's so much of it has to do with just playing well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that you don't have to be explosive to be considered an awesome drummer.
Exactly. If you look at Catatonia, the music that they make doesn't take a lot of crazy drumming.
Right.
But the drums,
it just fits perfect.
Yeah, it just fits. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's kind of an important thing to mention.
Right. And that's what I think about Emke's drumming, is that he fits perfect with Blind Guardian because of the fact that they do such fast up-tempo music, and then at the same time they bring it down and do a couple ballads and things like that, and he can do all that.
He can do it without skipping a beat.
Right. And and the fact that he plays flutes and bagpipes fit pretty well as well for that band.
That's a good point. Speaking of that, I think one of the people that I'm most impressed with is Martin Axelrod, who is the current drummer of Opeth.
That's right.
He replaced Martin Lopez. So funny, all the Martins. But, again, seeing him live is just amazing because when you listen to the Opeth albums, I don't think that you can truly appreciate the amount of work that goes into just the drum parts on there.
Yeah.
He is always doing something. Always. There is not a time where he's just sitting. Even during like the acoustic parts, he's drumming, he's tapping on the cymbals. He is all over the place.
Yeah.
And again, he's like mechanical in the way he does it. He makes it look easy. I don't even know if the dude can sweat. I'm not even sure because it just looks like, he can just do it all. And I think that's pretty awesome to watch. And I remember seeing them right around the time he took over as the drummer, and there was some guy standing behind me. Every time there was a quiet moment, the guy would just scream, "Axelrod!" He's apparently a fan.
Yeah.
But he's just blown me away. And when Martin Lopez left, I was a little disappointed because I kind of liked him and liked the current lineup. But Axelrod he's done a phenomenal job, and he's definitely one of those drummers that if I was putting together a band and you told me that he was my drummer, I'd feel pretty fucking good about that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true with Opeth. It's hard to follow some of their stuff. It's hard to catch everything because their music is so complicated, you know? I feel like just all the different instruments in general that are going on, it's a lot to take in. So, not everybody's focused right on the drumming right away, but yeah, definitely re-listen to them. Some good stuff.
Definitely good stuff.
So I guess to finish things up here, just want to mention that we both received our Swallow the Sun.
Oh yes.
LPs. That we
got the limited to 200 copies white version.
Yep.
I got the limited to 500 copies green version, and they're awesome.
They're pretty fucking awesome.
Yep. The discs themselves are cool. The artwork is great.
Yep.
Really excited about that.
We should have just had that playing in the background the whole time. I mean, yeah, we'd probably get sued and whatnot.
Yeah, we'd get sued, and no one would hear us, and they probably wouldn't care anyway. No one listens to this, right? Does anybody listen to this? But yeah, no, those are awesome. Adding that to the collection.
Yeah, you guys should look into it if you haven't already, because I don't even know if they're sold out or not yet, but I imagine they're going to be soon, since there's only
you'd think when it's something 200 copies of something.
I would think they'd be sold out like immediately on the reserves alone.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, I don't know how. Honestly, when I went on to order them, the first time I looked, I couldn't find the green one.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, they sold out already? But
yeah.
Got lucky there. But anything else we need to mention here? I mean, we got the usual stuff, obviously, that you should all be listening to Light and Darkness Radio. Yeah. And if you're not, you're a dick.
Yeah, a dick, Scott.
You should all be liking us on all of our various social media sites because people care about that. And it's good for us. And, one of the things I want to mention is that we're trying to set up all these interviews with bands, and, we have a lot out there waiting to get back. And if there's a band that we've reviewed that maybe we haven't done an interview with that you think we should, just tell us. We'll try and do an interview with anybody. Who knows if they'll want to talk to us. Like, don't say Meshuggah or say, like, hey, get an interview with Opeth, because chances are they're going to be like, Sorrow Eternal, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck are you? I mean, it's going to be,
Ma'am.
Yeah. So, that's probably not going to happen, but, just curious. Or if there's questions that you want us to ask some of these bands, feel free to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Because, we'd like to accommodate you, the listener.
Yeah.
So, on that note, I feel like there was something else we needed to mention. But we'll cover all that next time on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
This is the Lynn Show.